It all started like any other episode of Gutfeld. The studio glowed under bright lights, warm like the coffee left in the cup held by the host. Greg Gutfeld leaned back in his chair at his desk, his smile as sharp as a joke that cuts deep enough to hurt. Across from him sat Johnny Depp, his face resembling weathered skin, worn but still imposing. His eyes were hidden behind tinted glasses, his fingers twirling a silver ring as if it held some secret. Everything was as usual, but none of the audience yet understood that in a few minutes Greg would make the biggest mistake of his life. Greg tilted his head, mug steaming faintly. "Johnny, that was gold. You always bring swagger. People eat it up when stars show teeth." Johnny nodded, slow, like a wave creeping toward shore. "Swagger's a mask, Greg. Teeth? Those are for biting." He slid off his glasses, set them on the table. His eyes caught the light, glinting like broken glass. Greg chuckled, testing the air. "Masks, huh? You'd know. After the trials, the headlines, you came out clean as a whistle. What's it like being Johnny Depp post-storm?" Johnny took a sip from a water bottle, a bead sliding down its neck. "Storm? That was a hurricane, Greg. But I'm standing. Standing because truth's an anchor. Or a weight, depending on who's holding the chain." The audience had cleared out, the studio hollow. A tech coiled cables in the corner. The lights softened, as if tired. Greg set his mug down, leaned forward. "Truth. Word of the day. You talked it up on air. But off camera, level with me, does truth always win? Or is it just a good story for the fans?" Johnny's gaze lingered, smoke from an unlit cigarette. "Level? Truth's what's left when the lies burn out. But in your world, Greg, truth's just ratings. Right?" Greg's smile twitched. "My world? Our world, Johnny. You're no rookie. Movies, talk shows, it's all the same. You play roles, I play host. Control's the key." Johnny's fingers tightened on the armrest. "Control. Funny word. I've lost it, you know. In courtrooms, in headlines. But now I'm holding on. You? You control this show, or does it control you?" Pause. Greg sipped his coffee, cold now. "I'm in control. Always. My desk, my jokes. You came here because you wanted to. Didn't you?" Johnny's eyes narrowed, a shadow passing. "Wanted to. Your show's a mirror, Greg. Shows what you want to see. But mirrors crack sometimes." A tech shuffled by, cables dragging. The lights flickered, like someone was testing them. Greg leaned closer. "Crack? Tell me. After Amber, after everything, you look calm. But inside? Still raw?" Johnny glanced at the mic, as if it were a witness. "Raw? Pain's fuel, Greg. You're asking because you want to know if I'm broken. If I'm still the pirate sailing free." Greg laughed, dry as dust. "Pirate. Nice metaphor. You're Jack Sparrow. But real pirates sink if they lose the map. Your map's truth, you say. But is your truth just a version?" Johnny's jaw clenched, subtle but there. "A version? This isn't a script, Greg. It's life. My scars are real. Your jokes? Do they help, or just sell?" Pause. Greg set his mug down, the thud heavy. "Sell. It's business. You know that. You sell an image. Johnny Depp, rebel, victim, hero. What happens when the image cracks?" Johnny looked away, at the empty audience seats. "Image? It's already cracked. In court. But I pieced it back. You? Your show, is it you, or a mask?" Greg's smile didn't reach his eyes. "Mask? I'm real, Johnny. Jokes are my truth. You came here because my edge matches your roles. Sharp. Johnny's water bottle crinkled in his grip. Sharp. Sure. But sometimes sharp cuts the wrong thing. You ask about pain, but do you know real pain? Greg leaned in, voice lower. Tell me. Off air, no one's listening. After Amber, after it all, you won, but are you free? Johnny's eyes locked on. Free? Freedom's an illusion, Greg. Especially in your world. You lead, but who's leading you? Pause. The lights flared, like they heard. Greg leaned back. Me? I'm my own boss. But you look like you're holding on to the edge. Why'd you come here? To prove something? Johnny's smile was a ghost. Prove? Maybe. Or to see if your humor's a shield or a blade. Greg gripped his mug, didn't drink. Blade? I'm not the enemy, Johnny. Just a host. But truth, it makes us vulnerable, doesn't it? Johnny nodded, slow. Vulnerable. Yeah. You ask about my cracks, but you're showing yours. Why? Greg's laugh was tight. Mine? I'm an open book. Shows me. You're the one hiding behind glasses, rings. Johnny slid the ring off, spun it in his fingers. Hiding? Maybe. But you hide behind jokes. Every question's a jab. Pause. A tech switched off a light, shadows creeping in. Greg leaned closer. Jab? This is an interview, Johnny. Post-show talk. You can walk. Johnny didn't move. Walk? But you want me to stay. Why? Greg set his mug down, sharp. Because you're interesting. After the trials, the scandals, people want to know if you're broken. Johnny's grip tightened on the ring. Broken? Your word. I'm whole. You? Show's a hit, but are you happy? Greg's smile thinned. Happy? It's not about happy. It's control. You've lost it, I haven't. Johnny stared at the mic control. You keep saying it. Scared of losing it? Pause. Greg swallowed. Scared? Nah. But you look like you're teetering. Johnny leaned forward. Teetering? After what I've been through, you think I'm teetering? You don't know, Greg. Greg held his gaze. Then tell me. After Amber? Truth set you free, or locked you up? Johnny paused, longer. Truth, it cuts. But you're asking because you want blood for the show? Greg's smile was faint. Blood? No. Just truth. Johnny's jaw tightened. Truth? Fine. Your questions aren't about me. They're about you. Pause. Greg leaned in. Me? Interesting. Go on. Johnny's eyes pierced. You run the show, but you're scared guests will see through you. Like I do now. Greg laughed, but it trembled. See through? You're an actor, playing a part. Johnny didn't smile. Playing? No. I see. Your smile's a mask. Like mine used to be. Pause. The lights flickered. Greg set his mug down. Mask? Maybe. But your truth, isn't it a mask too? Johnny's bottle was empty, crinkling louder. My truth? Scars. Yours? Jokes. Greg leaned closer. Scars. Show me. Johnny paused. Show you? Why do you push, Greg? Scared of silence? Greg didn't answer right away. Silence kills a show. But off air, silence speaks louder. Johnny nodded. Yeah. Silence after the storm. Pause. The studio grew quieter, the last tech gone. Greg's smile returned, thin. Storm. You always circle back to you. But what if the storm's inside? Johnny's grip tightened on the armrest. Inside? Maybe. But you're stirring it with your questions. Greg leaned back. Questions? This is a conversation. Johnny glanced at the dead camera. Conversation. Or an interview that never stopped. Greg swallowed. Never stopped? You can leave. Johnny stayed put. Leave. But you want answers. Greg's smile was tight. Everyone does. After your trials, did you forgive? Johnny's eyes flashed. Forgive? That's personal, Greg. Greg leaned in. Off air. Personal is truth. Johnny's jaw clenched harder. Truth? Fine. I didn't forgive. Some things don't get forgiven. Like lies that ruin lives. Pause. Greg didn't smile. Lies. You mean Amber? Johnny's voice sharpened, a blade. Yeah. Horror. The press. Everything that made me a monster to the world. Greg nodded. Monster. But you won. Why the anger? Johnny's fingers whitened on the ring. Anger? Because truth doesn't bring back what's lost. Years, reputation, peace. Greg's eyes softened, just a flicker. Peace. You look peaceful. Johnny didn't blink. Look. But inside, a volcano. Pause. The lights burned sharper, like they sensed it. Greg swallowed. Volcano. Tell me. Johnny leaned closer, voice low. Tell you? You want an eruption for your show? Greg didn't flinch. Not for the show. For this. Johnny paused. This. Fine. Truth is, after it all, I see people like you hosts digging in wounds for clicks. Greg's mug trembled slightly. Digging? I'm asking. Johnny's smile was ice. Asking. But why always pain? Because you hide yours? Pause. Greg froze, mug still. Silence hung like a blade. The camera. Off, seemed to watch. The lights pulsed, and Johnny's voice cut, sharp as a whip. You're not a host, Greg. You're a hunter. Silence. Greg's mug shook, just once. The air cracked, but the storm hadn't hit. Yet. Greg's eyes narrowed, the mug forgotten in his hand. A hunter? That's rich, coming from you. You hunt roles, headlines. But fine, let's play. What do you see when you look at me, Johnny? A guy chasing clicks? Johnny leaned back, his ring clicking against the table like a countdown. The studio felt smaller, the lights pressing in like interrogators. I see a man who's afraid. Afraid that without the laughs, without the guests like me, you're nothing. Your jokes? They're darts. But tonight, you're throwing them at shadows. Pause. Greg set the mug down, the ceramic clinking loud in the emptiness. Shadows? You're projecting, Johnny. After Amber, after the circus, you're the one with shadows. You won the case, but did you win yourself back? Johnny's voice dropped, raw now, like gravel underfoot. Myself? I never lost me, Greg. But you're losing grip right here. Pushing because you need the drama. Off air? This is your confession. The air thickened, the mics humming faintly as if alive. Greg's smile faded, replaced by a steady gaze. Confession? Okay, truth time. I ask because people like you fascinate me. Broken stars, pieced together. But you're cracking again. I can see it. Johnny's fingers stopped twisting the ring. He stood halfway, then sat back, eyes burning. Cracking? You think this is a crack? This is clarity, Greg. After years of lies painted on me like cheap makeup, I see through hosts like you. You feed on vulnerability. Mine, anyone's. Greg didn't flinch, his voice even, probing. Feed? Harsh. But vulnerability sells, Johnny. Yours especially. The pirate who fell rose again. Tell me, does it keep you up? The what ifs? Pause. The lights buzzed, a faint hum like tension building. Johnny's breath caught, then spilled out. What ifs? Every night. What if I hadn't fought? What if the world believed her forever? But I did fight. And now I see the game. Your game. Questions wrapped in smiles, but they're hooks. Greg leaned forward, calm as a lake before rain. Hooks? Maybe. But you're biting. Why stay? Walk out. Or is this therapeutic yelling at a stand-in for the press? Johnny's laugh was bitter, echoing off the empty seats. Therapeutic? No. This is exposure. You're not just a host, you're the system. The one that twists stories for views. Amber? She was part of it. But you amplify it. The camera, dead but looming, seemed to lean in. Greg's eyes softened, just a fraction, but he pressed. Amplify? I give a platform. You used it tonight. But off-air, no platform. Just us. So spill, is the anger at her, or at what she represented? The loss of control? Johnny's face twisted, the mask slipping fully now. Control? There it is again. You obsess over it because you've never lost it. But I have. Lost friends, roles, peace. Her lies stripped me bare. And now, here, you're stripping again. For what? A viral clip you can't even air? Greg's voice stayed level, a surgeon's precision. Viral? This isn't recorded. But if it were, gold. People crave the real you. Not the actor, the man. Hurt, angry. Human. Pause. Johnny stood now, pacing his step, the water bottle crushed in his fist. Human? That's what you want? Fine. I'm human. I bleed. I rage. After the trial, I thought it'd end. But no, the whispers, the doubts. Did he really? And hosts like you keep the fire going. Why? Because pain equals profit. Greg watched, unmoving. Profit? Simplistic. I ask because truth matters. Your truth. But you're dodging. Did forgiving ever cross your mind? Or is hate your anchor now? Johnny stopped, facing him, voice rising like a wave cresting. Forgive? How? She painted me as a monster. Destroyed parts of me I'll never get back. Hate? It's fuel. But you're stirring it. Why push so hard? Scared I'll walk and leave you with nothing? The lights flickered again, shadows dancing on the walls. Greg stood slowly, meeting his height. Nothing? This is something, Johnny. Raw. Real. The interview we didn't have on air. But you're right, I'm pushing. Because I see a man still chained. Free yourself. Say it all. Johnny's eyes blazed, the confession breaking free. All? Fine. The trial wasn't just court, it was hell. Lies under oath, my life dissected. I won, but the scars? They itch. Every interview, every question like yours, reopens them. You're not helping, you're hunting. For that one slip, that viral moment. But here's truth, I'm done being prey. Greg nodded, voice soft but insistent. Prey? You're the star. But slips happen. Like now. You're erupting, Johnny. Feels good? Pause. The studio silence roared. Johnny's shoulders sagged, just a touch, the fight draining into words. Good. No. Necessary. You've cornered me here, off air, but it's the same game. Control. You think you have it, but look, I'm controlling this now. By leaving. He turned, but Greg's voice pulled him back. Leaving? Before the punchline? Come on, Johnny. One more, is Johnny Depp whole again? Johnny spun, voice a whip crack. Whole? Never was broken. Bent, maybe. But you're bending now. Admit it, this scares you. Greg's calm cracked, a flicker of unease. Scares? Nah. But yeah, it's real. The confession hung, the air electric. The confrontation peaked, words like daggers unsheathed. Johnny grabbed his glasses, slammed them on. Real? Good. Remember it. He strode toward the exit, the door swinging open to the dark hall beyond. Greg called after, Johnny. But the door clicked shut. The lights dimmed automatically, the studio plunging into half shadow. Greg sat back, alone with the mic and the mug, cold now. The camera's red light, imagined or not, blinked off. In the hours that followed, clips leaked, someone had hit record off air. X exploded, hashtag Depp vs. Gutfeld trending worldwide. Posts flooded in, Depp just eviscerated Gutfeld. Raw AF. Media outlets buzzed, Fox replayed snippets, CNN dissected the Hunter line. Fans rallied, Johnny's truth bombs. Critics pounced, Gutfeld pushed too far? Views skyrocketed, the unintended viral storm. Greg tweeted later, great chat with @Johnny Depp. Off-air magic. But the replies seethed. Johnny stayed silent, vanishing into the night. When the lights fully died, only an echo remained, the hunter, hunted at last.